Hello, in this video, I will be providing a brief demonstration of an application instrumented with Revenera's Dynamic Monetization APIs, providing consumptive token-based licensing. In this use case, the fictitious Acme Corporation provides a cloud application to its end customers. Customers purchase a pool of tokens, which are then consumed in various ways depending on the use of the application. I'll demonstrate these options along with how end customer administrators can institute budgetary controls to govern both token use and access. Here is the login page for the Acme application. For demonstration purposes, I have the ability to log in as one of 4 different end customer users as well as an end customer administrator. I'll be switching between these different personas throughout the demo. I'll first log in as Acme End Customer Jim. This is the Acme application that has been instrumented with Revenera's Dynamic Monetization APIs. I have my available token balance displayed at the top of the screen. When I hover over it, I can see entitled, used, and available token quantities. Below are 3 different methods in which token consumption will be demonstrated. The first group is for what are called static items. These contain actions that will result in one-time token deductions based on a rate table specified by the software producer, Acme Corporation. From the rate table, the intermediate item costs 25 tokens per use, while the advanced item costs 40 tokens per use. Software producers can also get creative and implement complex formulas in the rate table. For example, a software producer could implement surge-type pricing, where the token charges are at a premium on certain days or perhaps during specified hours of the day. In this case, Acme has implemented a formula with a token rate multiplier based on the time of day, with a peak of 2x at noon. I'll now request the scan item, which has a nominal charge of 20 tokens. At this time of the day, the cost of the transaction was 22.3 tokens. Next, we have session-based items. These are items with token costs that are dependent on how long the items are in use. In this example, the cost for analysis specified in the rate table is 120 tokens per hour, with computation having a cost of 160 tokens per hour. With session items, the full cost for the defined time interval is charged up front. If use of the items is terminated before the interval has elapsed, a credit is immediately applied for the unused time. This charge interval can be specified from a minimum of 10 minutes to a maximum of 24 hours. Lastly, we have an example of an item monetized using AI. This item has a variable cost dependent on the amount of information provided in both the AI request and response. Let's provide an AI chat query. Describe Revenera's dynamic monetization. I get the AI response back, along with the token usage summary. The request was 14 tokens. The response was 297 tokens for a total token charge of 311 tokens. Now that we have seen the end user experience, I will now switch personas to an end customer administrator to demonstrate reporting and how budgetary controls can be applied. As an administrator, I have a detailed view of the token purchase history for my account. There is also a usage reporting section where I can view token usage over a specified interval. Revenera stores all granular usage data near real time to a Snowflake data warehouse and provides direct access to the data via several methods, including data access APIs, Snowflake data share, and via MCP server. The reports seen here are created using the Revenera data access APIs. I can view token usage by item, along with consumption history, tokens by user, and tokens by region. Region isn't a default attribute of a usage data record. However, Revenera provides the flexibility to collect and store any number of additional name-value pairs as metadata along with the token requests. This additional data can be invaluable in gaining insights into product usage. There is also a reporting section with usage data for the current day, including the raw usage data for each event. Based on usage patterns, an administrator may want to place limits on token usage or restrict access to certain users based on department, role, location, etc. Let's see how this is done. I'm going to select Token Limits to set a limit on how many tokens users can consume within a specified time period. For demonstration purposes, let's set a limit of 100 tokens per day, with the first reset being tomorrow. In the UI, you can see the user limits have now been set. With the limits set, let's now switch personas to an end user. I'll select Dave. Dave uses the advanced item for 40 tokens, intermediate for 25 tokens, and then tries to use advanced again. This would put him over 100 tokens for the day, so the request to use advanced is denied. Now I'll switch back to the end customer admin persona. If I select token limits, then token usage by user, I can see the token usage for each user after instituting the token limits. I'll now remove the limits for the next part of the demonstration. Now let's say as an administrator, I want to limit token access to users based on information in their profile. This can be done using Revenera's rules of access. When requests for tokens are made, additional data referred to as dictionary data can be sent along with the token request. Administrators can create rules using standard data fields and this dictionary data to define access to the token pools. As an example, as an administrator, I will now create a rule that only allows users access to tokens if they are either in the engineering department or are located in EMEA. First, I'll select Access Rules. I will now define a condition that will be evaluated on token requests. For a label, let's call it Engineering or EMEA. With an operator type of OR, and then define the property and values for the two conditions. So department is engineering and location EMEA, and I'm going to add that as a condition. Next, I will define the action to be taken when the condition is met. For a name, I'll call it allow engineering or EMEA. It will use the condition that we just specified. The action will be allow, and for the allocation of tokens, I'll use the remaining balance, and I'm going to add this to the list. Note in this instance, a deny rule was created for all others that do not meet this condition. I'll then save the actions. With the access rules applied, let's run a few tests to see how they are enforced. First, I'll switch persona to the end user Jim. If I hover over Jim's profile, you can see he is in the engineering department and is located in the US, so he meets the access rule condition and should have access. Let me try using advanced, and access is granted. Next, I'll switch persona to Paul. Paul is in product management and in EMEA, which also meets the condition and should also allow access, which it does. Now I'll switch persona to Sabrina. Sabrina is in sales and in APAC, which does not meet the defined condition of engineering or EMEA, so access should be denied. In this demonstration, several methods for token-based monetization were covered, along with the ability for end customer administrators to apply budgetary controls. Thanks for watching, and please reach out to Revenera with any questions. Thank you.